You want to talk about some of the advice you have here in these points about vetting for a spouse?
About what? I'm sorry.
About vetting for a spouse. You got some really good talking points here on this email that you sent me about vetting for a spouse and red flags, attachment styles. I think there's
Yeah,
a ton of value in you going through this first. So
yeah,
maybe take like 15, 20 minutes and hit on those, and then we'll take the call in.
yeah, for sure. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about it. Through my lens as a divorce lawyer, in over 90% of nasty divorce cases, uh, one of two things are present. Somebody has a personality disorder, okay? Narcissistic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, um, histrionic, or they have an untreated mental health issue. Uh, that is one of two things. The other thing is their attachment style, right? People's attachment styles, and you should go down the rabbit hole if you've never heard of this. There's four types of attachment style. There's secure attachment style. There's avoidant attachment style. There's fearful attachment style. Uh, you don't. There's anxious attachment style. So unless you're secure or your partner is secure, you're going to be in a world of hurt. All these attachment styles develop from infancy to about 5 years old. And what happens is somebody has a caretaker that is not really there for them, whether they have a drug problem or alcohol problem, or they're just not present. And the child never really is able to be their own person. They're always afraid. They can't go too far away because their caretaker isn't doing a good job taking care of them, so they don't develop right. And what happens is in adulthood, they never shake this problem. So, for example, um, if you marry a dismissive, avoidant person, they're going to stonewall you. You're going to walk into a room and you're going to get a cold shoulder, and they're going to say, "I'm fine. Everything's okay. Just why do you think that something's wrong?" And they're going to pull away emotionally and physically. Don't marry them, because you are going to be in constant up and down, and through no fault of your own, you're going to be on eggshells. So if you're dating someone that pulls away a lot, or they're not all in, and you feel that you haven't done anything wrong, but they have these feelings and fears that get in the way of having a truly great connection, go down the rabbit hole. The chances are this all started in their childhood. Anxious attachment style. This person is preoccupied with problems and issues that don't really exist. They also pull away, but they come back. So it's like this push pull cycle. It will drive you nuts. And if you marry them, how can you really be happy living under the same roof? You never know what you're going to be walking into. They're anxious because their caregiver did not focus in on their needs as they were developing. There's a whole school of psychology on this. And if you don't know about it, you don't know what to look for. You just think, oh, all women are like that, or all people are like that. No, they're not. No, they're not. And it's only going to be a matter of time, if you don't vet carefully, to have a situation where you can't take it anymore. I mean, life is short. And if you are constantly having to second guess what it is you're doing wrong with the person that you're married to, you're going to drive yourself crazy. And I don't want that. I want to keep you out of my office, and I want you to go live your best life.
Are these
Fearful.
are these are these attachment styles something that you've seen pop up over and over again in your practice? Dismissive, avoidant, anxious attachment, fearful.
Yeah. I'll listen to somebody's story, and it could be a man or a woman. And when I get into the nitty gritty of what's really going on, I always ask divorce clients, is there any way this marriage can be saved? Because that would be, especially if they have kids, right? Most good divorce lawyers are going to ask that question, right? If it's just something stupid that they're fighting over,
Yeah.
you ask them to get counseling, especially if they're kids. Like, we're not looking to get you divorced, but yes. And once I learned about these attachment styles, the healthy ones, secure, and the unhealthy ones, um, it comes up on repeat all the time. So, sometimes people's fears outweigh their feelings and they get in a place where they just need to detach. The problem is when they detach for all the time, like a constant, I'm okay, I have to detach. I'm okay, I have to detach. That's a problem that I see in high conflict divorces. And all of these problems started from infancy to 5 years old when they were trying to bond with their caretaker. If you look at little kids, they'll go away from their mom or dad, but they'll always look back, look back. And if the caretaker's there, they get that confidence that they can conquer the world. I always say, like, nothing's more powerful than a 5-year-old in a Superman costume. They can like do anything. But if their parent isn't consistent and they're not there, they bring that to adulthood and they don't let the relationship bloom and flourish. And then eventually the other partner, if they have that too, it's a recipe for disaster. If the
Yeah.
other partner is secure, they can be patient, but it's not the best life that they're living. And eventually they say, this is crazy. A lot of times the person will withdraw emotionally and intimately. So any sort of intimacy is inconsistent at best because the other person's preoccupied with things that they shouldn't be preoccupied with, but they can't help it. So, not to plain blame on people, it's just the attachment style is a huge issue and something you should vet for. So, you're looking for narcissistic personality disorder, histrionic, someone that can't take responsibility for their own station in life. That's one, or untreated mental health issues, somebody that is very seriously depressed and will not seek treatment. There's no shame in that. I mean, there's modalities to help that. And then the attachment style, if you see someone drifting away, and the overarching thing is you have to be able to trust the other person too. Without trust, there's really nothing there to build on. So trust is a given. Without that, there's no discussion really. You're not going to marry someone you don't trust. But these attachment styles are prevalent. And if you're aware of them, you could go down the rabbit hole. There's a ton of information about it. I think it was started by a psychologist in the 1950s, and it rings true in divorce court. I see it all the time where now if you have two people who are have bad attachment styles, both dismissive, you're not getting anywhere. It will never, if you have kids with them, if you have kids with each other, the kids are going to be in the middle of that. It's not healthy. It's better to stay single, work on your issues, recognize it, and then, get into a relationship if that's what you really want. So that's kind of it on my attachment style sermon.
Yeah, they're really good points, and I haven't talked about attachment styles before, and I've come across this stuff at least a few times in the past year, and I've looked at it, and it looks interesting, but it's like, I get to the point where it's like, okay, I've identified the red flags. That popped up over and over again during consults, during call-ins. Made a bunch of notes. That's it's pretty clear that you're going to invite a degree of chaos in your life, and I'm sure that the attachment styles are correlated to some degree with the red flags or the dangerous personality types like psychopathy or narcissism are intermingled in there. So it's like you really have your work cut out for you when it comes to vetting a partner for marriage and understanding the slaughterhouse of family law that you generally walk into. I mean, it's better in some places. It's not so much,
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here and pin down below in the top comment. You'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.